when you find something out that is so profound and so very real, you just want to see the the effects immediately, right? It takes a bit of practice to get there, but make no mistake about it. Once you get your head in this zone, the effects show up rather quickly. I mean, if you can handle sometimes minutes, sometimes hours, maybe a day or two, you'd be fine. You know, some of these beautiful truth meals take a little longer to cook, and of course, longer to sit down and eat and digest. A few references from people regarding court stuff and whatever. And again, coming from the right perspectives, as far as I can tell. The simple truth is that with a legal name, your consent to be it doesn't matter how much paper it's on. It was all done in fraud and deception. It's useless. Okay? It is not a contract. What makes it a contract is you and me. If we agree to it, that's what makes it a contract. So, it's basically, if you saw a piece of paper that said you're going to hand over everything in your universe, all of your God-created powers, all everything you ever create, just hand it over to something or someone else, just sign here. Would you sign? Of course not, but you did. You didn't know you were, but that's the whole problem. A contract is not a contract unless there is full agreement on both sides. And I'm talking in an ethereal sense. Excuse me. If someone goes out of their way to screw somebody over, which is what the system has done, a beautiful game. If that was the intent, where you were told that it wasn't, well, that's just, there's no contract there. We're here to play games, right? So if we're not playing games on a fair and equal footing, there is no contract. And it really is as simple as stepping outside of that box. No name, no game. And that is the mind number that most people are starting to get now. I can't say most people don't get, but most people are starting to get it. And, based on what I've been seeing over the last day or so, it's just been awesome. Now, I did want to do a little continuation from last night, as I always like to do, but I wanted to really start carrying these points through. I did a full breakdown on the latest essay called Babylon is Fallen. I did that on Saturday night, which will be, well, it's April 20th. Here, I believe it was. What's the date today? I don't even look at this stuff. It's 22nd, of course, Magic Days. You gotta love this. But anyway, Saturday, no, it would have been 19th, I guess. Anyway, it was Saturday night, and I did a full breakdown of Babylon has Fallen. For anyone that has any real questions, RE the system, I think that pretty much covers it. The Babylon has Fallen is the literal culmination, and it's not as detailed as it could be. Really, it was just about getting the concepts, a summation of the concepts, to people that can get them on a very easy level. I wanted to write something that wasn't so far out of people's reality. The toughest reality that people have to accept is the level of duping that we've all experienced. Get over it. The ego just wants to keep fighting, right? You'll see that playing out in things like Freemen on the Land and sovereign citizen movements and whatnot. Seeking vengeance. Gimmies, and that in and of itself is the trap of traps, because it keeps you in the snake eating its tail cycle. How did I describe it yesterday? And I've used this allegory many times. Let's say a group of us are sitting down at the table, and I ask everyone, do you want to play Monopoly? And everyone says, yeah, sure, let's play. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to take care of being the banker. I'm going to take care of who gets what game piece. I'm going to take care of all the little houses and hotels. I'm going to take care of all the property, and I'm going to control the dice as far as how far you're going to be able to move, and I will choose at random, whenever I feel like it, who goes to jail and who doesn't. And if at any point during the game someone is unhappy, I'm just going to change the rules to suit myself. Who wants to play? That's your system, in a nutshell. Time to take your game piece off the board, don't you think? I guess the new coined word of late is, are you a nameaholic? If you are, it's time to get off that, you know. And that's basically what humanity is. We're just a bunch of nameaholics thinking that we were a name, and we're not. And one of the other things I did want to cover today as well is the what's the best way to put this? The drip by drip way that mankind has been lulled into this state of full control, which of course is now returning to us with this awareness. I talked about last night. I was talking about parents or parents that have children, say in a hospital, and refusing to register the child, and moms and babies being held until that is taken care of, whether that's in a hospital or in a house or wherever. It doesn't matter. And for me, that looking at that, I'm watching them going, well, there's no way you're gonna be able to do that until you set yourself free by removing yourself from the name. Because what was overlooked during all of this, and I watched it and just like, guys, come on, you got to see what's going on here, please. One, if you go into a hospital or a house or whatever, if it's got a registered address, there's your Universal Postal Union address, there's the registrations of names, there's all of this. If the parents are connected to all of this, well, they're slaves, and they have no say in the matter. It's like someone going in to use a, quote, state hospital, unquote. That's already, you've surrendered to the ward, if you will, the ward of Admiralty. That's why they call them hospital wards and prison wards. And it's really a simple thing when you see it. Mom and Dad both being registered, having carried birth certificates. Now this has been going on for quite a while, but really humanity in terms of birth certificates hasn't really been completely blanketed until the last 60, 70, 80 years kind of thing, where some people were told to register, and of course it started to become a habit where everyone thought that they had to. So that was a very, very lulled sense of false security. Oh, well, everyone's registering their children, everyone's registering this, that, and the other. Where the simple truth of the matter is, once something is registered, you have completely given up all rights to it. Completely. By consent. Ignorant consent. So that's where the problem of ignorance of the law is not a defense of it. This is why you have to get out of that state of ignorance. Because once you're out of the state of ignorance, you see it for the fraud that it is, and then you call out the fraud. And this is what you do on a universal level. This is what you do on a spiritual level. This is not about filing paperwork. See, for me, I used to do that all the time. And I've watched it. I've been party to it and part of it. And in my own evolution, what I started to watch excuse me, was the layer by layer of the system getting peeled back, right? So where was I going here? I just wanted to center this. Anyway, if you're part of the system, you cannot make claims against the system until you set yourself free. And that what you do for yourself, you're doing for all. This is why I tell people to focus on solving yourself, get yourself sorted out, remove that ignorance from yourself. And in that process, all of the people that, your loved ones, for lack of a better way to put it, by default, in your connections to them, the freer you get, that goes down those connection lines. This is why it's important, and only important, that you take care of sorting yourself out. Because the more you sort yourself out, the more everything else around you gets sorted out.